When my uncle came to convince me to come back with them in his younger brother's house, my younger uncle, I pretended to agree, but deep down I knew I had no intention of returning. As they were leaving, their 3-year-old daughter asked me to come home, that her mother wouldn't beat me again. I promised her that I would return the following week. When the scheduled time for me to return came and went without me showing up, they began calling my uncle, whom I was staying with, to inquire why. He explained to them that I expressed a desire not to return and he couldn't force me. The mother to my uncle's wife told them to go and take me by force, that I had no right to make such decisions, that I was still a small girl. But the same woman vowed not to return to my uncle's house due to the maltreatment she had experienced from her daughter's hand. All thanks to my uncle, who stood by me and made sure I didn't return back there. After completing my WAEC exams, I became interested in pursuing a career in nursing. I decided to learn the profession at a hospital owned by our family friend, who invited me to come and receive training. During my time at the training program in the hospital, I attempted nursing school exams repeatedly without success. I faced sexual harassment the second time, which I prefer not to discuss further. I resided in a house with other nurses working at the hospital, and in that same house, I experienced spiritual disturbances, including seeing and hearing things, waking up with marks on my body and feeling as though something was following me. I attempted discussing those experiences with my housemates, but they pointed out that despite being the most prayerful among them, I seemed to face the most challenges. I indeed prayed constantly, including at midnight, asking for help in finding my destiny helper. Because even if I had passed the nursing exams, I had no one to sponsor me, although someone initially pledged to support me, but they withdrew their offer when I refused to provide something they wanted in return. I had many suitors interested in me, but I insisted on taking time to pray before making a decision, as I didn't want to repeat the mistake my elder sister made in choosing her husband. It was my cruel uncle's wife who influenced her choice, just as she wanted to do with me, but did not succeed. Not everyone has the patience I had with her. My sister ended up running away from home for 2 days, and that was how she ran into the man she got married to. I had a relationship with someone, and I thought we were going to end up together. But he told me his father preferred him marrying someone from their hometown. A lot of people that came asking for my hand in marriage that time, whenever I mentioned my hometown, they would say they are no longer interested in the marriage. One day, I received a call from unfamiliar number, and when I answered it, the person asked if I was a specific individual, and I said yes. After confirming my identity, he mentioned his name and asked if I remembered him, to which I replied that I did not. He then recommended that I go on Facebook to accept a friend request from him and see if I could recall who he was. After accepting his friend request, I looked into his pictures to see if I could remember him, but I did not, because he had changed greatly. He was a childhood friend of my sister and came from the same state where our parents raised us before they passed away. He was close to our family and knew all my siblings. However, after our parents died, we all moved to different states, but he remained in touch with my elder sister until he left the country and lost contact with her. We began chatting on Facebook Messenger. I inquired about how he got my number after almost 8 years of not seeing each other. That was when he informed me that he had been in contact with my elder sister prior to his trip. I didn't like him back then. I used to report to my mother whenever he comes close to my sister. While we were chatting, he mentioned his intention of returning to the country. So he asked his sister to get my sister's number from my village. However, when he contacted my sister screamed in surprise when she realized it was him. But her husband, feeling jealous, took the phone away from her. He informed the caller that she was married and requested him not to contact his wife's phone number again. He then ended the call. Stay tuned.